Bhagawan, Swami, brothers and sisters, Sai Ram. Actually, I went to Puttaparthi for Guru Poornima and then came back on Guru Poornima day to be with you. The reason why we went there was because of all the meetings that we usually have on Guru Poornima and Swami's birthday. We always all come together and have meetings. Very nice to see that the whole world is moving in a very amazing direction and speed, for which I will explain to you. On this day, Guru Poornima, this day is a very special day. It's a day that is dedicated to worship all gurus, mainly Sage Vyasa, the Guru of all gurus. It is that day where we worship the teacher. What's the reason for this to take place? Why is it that we need a guru? In fact, the theme of this, I saw that on the brochure is Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, my Guru. Isn't it, brother? Yes, that's the Guru. So, Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, this side, my this side, and the Guru is this side. So, this is the three, Now, the whole idea is, Baba said, finally, externally we have Guru, but ultimately, Swami said, your conscience should be your Guru, your conscience. So, we should teach, and finally, there should be what we call like a voice within that takes us back to the ocean. So, if you consider Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba as the ocean, and the Guru here as the river, the one that is stumbling block between the river and the ocean is the word mind. See? Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, my Guru. The whole purpose of the Guru is to destroy this mind so that the river can merge into the ocean. But what is stumbling block and blocking this is this I and the mind. That identification should go. So, this father went and bought for the son on his birthday, 6-year-old or 7-year-old, I can't remember, 7 I think, bought for him a toy. So, the boy was so happy, he took the toy and rushed up to his room and closed the door, opened the toy, and it was an aeroplane. And the boy was so happy, he was driving the aeroplane up and down, going down, went down the garden, so happy he was. So after 2 days, the father asked him, how was the, what, do you like the aeroplane? Oh, Papa, so nice, thank you so much, Papa, I really enjoyed this plane ride. So the Papa called him and said, bring that box. So he brought the box. You see, son, every box comes with a manual. So you take the manual, you read it properly. So one man put the aeroplane there. See, there's a button here, you press. Then inside that box there is this joystick. Pick it up. And then you control it. And then now you stand here. And then you press this. And then the aeroplane is going. Oh, it's going by itself. Yes, it is supposed to go by itself. So now it is. And then he's going on. And he lifts it up. And the aeroplane actually lifts and takes off. And there you are with the joystick. He's manipulating the whole thing. And the flight is going there. And he's having an incredible experience trying to control the flight, which is now flying all over the place, simply because the father was able to read the manual and translate it to the son, and he now is able to manage it. Like that, in our lives, that toy, if he has got a manual, then this toy must also have a manual. When you're born, there should be a manual how to operate our mind and how to operate our intellect and so on. It is for that reason, the rishis up in the Himalayan mountains sat there in deep contemplation and meditation, and as a result of it, they received the information from the universe. When you receive information from the universe directly, it is called Shruti. Shruti means directly they receive this information. The rishis did this. So when they received this Shruti information, they collected all this information and passed it on to their students. It is this tradition from teacher to student, these words, these wise words were mentioned. They contemplated upon these words, and there from different spots in the mountains were different teachers having this secret revelation. So the knowledge of the manual came in those revelations. Then it is Sage Vyasa who collected all these various revelations and put it into some logical order, which is now considered as the, what you call the book for the Hindus, the 4 Vedas. So the Vedas therefore became the manual.
But even in the Vedas, there were these 3 portions in every Veda, but it is the final portion of the Veda. Each of these Vedas were considered as the Upanishads. Collectively, there were a total of 1,180 Upanishads. 1,180 Upanishads. Samaveda had about 1,000 Upanishads. Rig Veda had about 21. Yajurveda Veda had about 108. And Atharvana Veda had about 50. Collectively, it is 1,180 Upanishads. 1,180. Luckily for us, many of it got lost. Otherwise, we'll have to read everything. So 1,180 throughout time got lost, and Adi Shankara popularized 10 of these Upanishads, which is namely Isvasya Upanishad, Prasanna Upanishad, Katha Upanishad, Kena Upanishad, Aitireya Upanishad, Tarkireya Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, Brihadanharya Upanishad. So these are 10 Upanishads. These 10 Upanishads, which was then people say, oh, these 10 Upanishads, how to read all these 10 Upanishads? That is why Lord Krishna came and condensed that 10 Upanishads also into the Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagawan came and said, even if this milk, if Gita is the milk, then the cream will be the Gayatri Mantra. So even if you cannot read the Bhagavad Gita, you might chant at least the Gayatri. So how else can it be? Now you have got this manual, which means to say how to operate the world in which we are supposed to live in. How do you operate? How do you live in this world? Because ultimately, we are all going to die. And on Guru Poornima day, this is the ultimate message, but that we are going to die. So, so it is important. So Hitler went to a palmist and told the palmist looked and said that, you will die on the Jews' public holiday. So Hitler said, when is it? Any day you die will be the Jews' public holiday. So therefore, the point of the story is that we all are going to pass away. We all are going to die. The question is now, then this body has been given to us, temporarily, for the sake of only one purpose. If you look, how many of you have read all the Vahinis of Bhagawan Baba's? Okay. So then if you have not read the Vahini, then how will you know what is to expect? Now just now you took the rice and said, oh my Pada, 108 times you put on the feet. When you put 108 times the rice and you think of the teacher and focus on his feet, feet does not mean his physical feet. The feet means that he's standing on the teachings. Oh Lord, whatever happens, I will follow the teachings that you have done. I will follow whatever that you have said. I will follow the direction that you have taken. I will follow, because my Guru means, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, my Guru means is implicit obedience, that's all. Implicit obedience, that's what the Guru means. So if you are chanting like this and putting so vigorously and so passionately and so devotionally and so lovingly, supposing the photo came out, and Swami stood there, excuse me, what is my teachings? Have you read all my Vahinis? No. Sathya Sai speaks? No. Now what is it that you're putting? What will you follow if you don't read those books? I don't know anything. Everybody is putting up. I will also continue to say, please don't ask me these embarrassing questions on Guru Poornima day especially. So therefore, the teacher is saying, as you are reverentially worshipping me, you should worship because my intention is to drag your soul back to God. That's all. If you do not believe, read all the Vahinis, and read it very, very feverishly, you'll find the underlying theme of all the Vahinis is get connected to the Atma. Full stop, period. All the 10 Upanishads that was written also has the same underlying theme. Connect back to the Atma. Come back to the Atma. Meaning to say that each one of us are supposed to return back home, means return back to the Atma. So now the conviction is that today we are living in the world, we are living physically. We got this house, we got this home, we got a family. We are living mentally, we got emotional, we are living intellectually, opinions and all that. But finally we have to live in the Atmic world and understand and appreciate the whole diversity of life in experiencing the wonders in everything. Baba said, in one of the Upanishads, some say, you see, what is that? Snowflake. You see, what is that? Ice. You see, what is that? Steam. Yes. So, steam is different, ice flake is different, ice is different, snow is different. All this is different. But Atmic realization means understanding that in every one of those 4 expressions, the underlying essence of it all is water. So now the ability to see water in these differences is spirituality. So ability to see the oneness is in everything is spirituality. So the teacher is telling, in humanity, in differences that we have, can you see that the underlying thing that in everyone is the Atma? So focus on that Atma. So you'll have a lot of differences also. That is why people purposely come to a center, because if you don't come to a center, we cannot find the differences. If you're outside, we cannot argue and fight. You must come inside, then you find different people saying different things and different. So now when you've brought people together, see, I must tell you something. Some of us are born for our own evolution. There are others who have come to accelerate our evolution also. That means we must develop our patience, we must have forbearance, we must have all these things in order to achieve that. So in the Upanishad, in the this book called Sutra Vahini, that one amazing book that Swami has also written. In Sutra Vahini, Swami emphasized these qualities that a spiritualist must have. And on Guru Poornima day, I think this is important because these are good qualities. First quality, Swami said, first quality a spiritual person must have is Viveka. Viveka means discrimination. Meaning, what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what to tell, what not to tell, what to prioritize, what not. So this whole difference, if the Viveka is not there, which is why the Hindu religion emphasizes on the Ganapati in the front, because he is the Lord that depicts discrimination. So the discrimination is a very important quality that Baba says in Sutra Vahini, in that particular thing. So how do you know whether your ability to discriminate is to not go after trivial things. Simple things, don't dissipate the mind in many people waste a lot of time in very simple issue and make the issue very big and glaring and because you and I are not going to be here for a very long time. We are supposed to graduate and go off. Do you know, you send your son to the institute for studies, medicine. After 7 years, he's still studying. 10 years, he's still studying. Where is your son? Oh, he's in medicine. 5 years, 7 years, my God, what is he studying? He is not studying, others are studying him. Why is he that is continuously failing the exam? What is the necessity for him to fail? So the question is that, what happens is that when you send somebody to an institute, the expectation is that he must graduate and come out. In the same way, when we come into this place, our point is that we must quickly graduate and leave. So leave means not leave the center, leave in a sense that the maturity level must rise higher, the ability to see things must become bigger. So the whole first quality one must have is Viveka. After that, Swami said in Sutra Vahini, after Viveka, then comes Vairagya, which means to say, what is that? It's detachment. So detachment must develop. So what, I'm telling you something, okay, that's my advice. If you follow it, it's good. If you don't follow it, it's okay. Now if I give you my advice, and you have to follow that advice, means it becomes my instruction. Can you see the difference? That means to say, when I'm saying something to you, I would say it with love, you want to follow, you follow. That's called Nishkanama advice. The advice becomes not attached. But the moment I tell you something and you have to follow what I'm telling you, it becomes an instruction. So in this world that we live inside, we must become slowly, especially for our senior devotees, those who are living in this for many years, we must continuously think. I told my mother recently, my mother is 80 years old. I told her, Ma, I got 1 more year to retire and then I will officially retire. And once I retire from work, I'm now very seriously thinking how to get back. Because I want to, this is my boy's base. How to detach. Don't get involved. Don't get unnecessarily perturbed. Do not get unnecessarily attached. Everything is passing by. Have that peace of mind. I am going towards that direction. Rama, you also have to, at this age, you have to think now how to do this, how to achieve this, how to go. Yearn for liberation. That is the most important thing. Yearn for liberation. In Faith Lift, we had a youth conference recently in Puttaparthi. I was talking there to the youth, to 300 youth, and I told the youth, Bhagawan Baba has only come for one purpose, to liberate each one of us. At that moment, on the altar, the flower fell. Now everybody put their hands up. So the point of the story is that is the essential essence of what the whole teaching is. So Vairagya, detachment, everything. So how you know you are detached? You are not anxious. See, how do you know that you are spiritual? You have a sense of bliss, peace. How do you know you are not spiritual? Worry. There are a lot of people, you come here with a problem and leave it with Swami. Do you know, when you leave, you take the problem with you? because you're scared he doesn't know how to solve it, so you take it that way. If you have come with a peculiar issue, you leave it with here and say, Swami, Vairagya, this is your problem. I'm not going to be worried about it. I'm only going to think of peace and happiness. When I go back, you must go back with that thing. You come with a problem and go back with two bigger problems. Because one problem is that you are not allowed to sing with the Bible. You planned to sing and somebody did not allow you to sing. You go back, I knew I was about to sing and then I was opportunity grabbed away from me. I'm just exaggerating. It may not be the situation here, but it is generically a situation somewhere else, other places. So the question is that, why not detachment? Next, Baba said in Sutra Vahini, third point he said sama. Sama means controlling the mind. So now, if the mind must be in our control. Why? Because our job is to transcend the mind. In order to reach there, the mind must be with me. So I must tell my mind, you have no business to go anywhere else. You have business only to be here. Then only we have the control of the mind. In Malaysia, depression is 1 in 5. Depression levels are 1 in 5. That means out of 5 people, 1 will be depressed. It is the Malaysian statistics now. In the university, we are having huge problem because students are coming very, I don't know what's happening to our system. We can't take load, we cannot take stress, everything collapsing inside. Simple because the ability to control the mind is not there. So the mind must be there. The essence of education is concentration. The ability to concentrate. You take something and you will be able to concentrate. So Swami said, this is the third point, sama. The fourth point, Swami said in the Sutra Vahini, is Dhamma. Dhamma means control of the senses. Control of the senses means you go inside, you find this, if your senses is with you. It's not the same. Some people get very excited. Suppose now I tell you there is a sale, 50% off, 60%. You already get into a trance. You must go. Where is it? What is going on? There's excitement comes into us to investigate, to check it out. The senses gets distracted. And this is the other big problem, because when the senses get distracted, then the pull of Swami will not be heard. You cannot hear what he is saying. So this is another thing about. There was this there was Sathya Sai. There was a scene in which the devotee said Baba was on the third floor, and he looked down and he called him by his name and he said, "Come now." He had something in his hands, so he rushed to the kitchen, put it in the thing, washed a few things, and then went to the steps. Went up and saw him. He said, "I called you, I called you, you took so long to come see me." Then he was a bit upset also. So a few days later, he was walking in the garden or path or road somewhere. There was a hole, deep ravine. He stepped inside and said, "Swami!" And then immediately he was saved and rescued. Then Swami said, "You see, when you call, I come immediately. When I call, you take your time to come." That's the difference between God's call and man's call. So that means to say, when we are distracted in the world too much, we cannot hear his pull. This is another quality that control of senses is a very important quality. Then the third one is uparati, meaning withdrawal. So in withdrawal, how you test it out is very simple. Let's say you want to buy a sari, you go inside, so many, like you go to India, there's so many sari shops, so many saris. Now you look in front, see whether anything is attracting you or not. So when everything is looking at you and you're not perturbed, then you're okay, because withdrawal. So of course, sari will not affect me. Things don't affect me. But the thing which I get into an issue is that when I go into a bookshop. So in the airport, when you see a lot of books, then it's a natural pull. You go to the book and which one is the latest, I used to be like that. But now in the last 2-3 years, I've given that up also, because I'm saying, you have no business to attract me. If I really want, I will come and take what I want, not you. So those days, in my house is full of books, because I used to be a very ferocious reader. So I read every moment, I try and read. But I find also now that knowledge is not really necessary. You must sit and practice some of those things. So it is called uparati. The next quality that people must have is titiksha, which is forbearance. Baba said, forbearance is, what does it mean? It means that if anyone criticizes you, it's okay. The forbearance is make big issues small, make small issues disappear. That's all. Finish. That's the thing. Don't make small issues big. There are a lot of people who do not know how to pour water. They pour kerosene inside. If there's a fire, they will know how to pour kerosene inside. Make such a big issue and such a big thing. They don't know how to make this disappear. So forbearance is and everything else is that Titiksha is that the ability to endure. You know, dear brothers and sisters, in the mountains, when you think those people who seek knowledge, when you come inside, the gurus will give the knowledge immediately. Come, my son, come. I will whisper to you the mantra. It won't happen. Never can you get it. They will come, sit down, and say, you know, look, we are in such a big hill. There is Ganga flowing at the bottom. Yes, I want you to go and take water and come. From so down, I have to climb down and come up. Yes, but I don't have any container. Nothing to worry. There I've got my kamandalu. You know, kamandalu is very small. You take it and go down and bring it a couple of times. So he has to take the water from the Ganga water, climb up and pour into the plants, go back again, climb. So he wants to see what is your earnestness to achieve this knowledge. He wants to see what is the earnestness. Small people, some little pressure, some little tension, and you're going to go away means you do not have that ability. So forbearance is that one. So that means to say, whenever any problem comes, we must have the ability to say, listen, I'm sure this will be okay. We'll bear it all. Bear all and do nothing wrong with it. So like that, we must have the capacity to bear all. And not some people, like, how are you? And then by the time they explain their headache, you have to take the Panadol. The description of the headache, I have a splitting headache, splitting. So when you are drowned in their grievance, you might find to take your. Some people you cannot say how are you. It's very dangerous to say how are you. My God, come here. You know, I came in 1965. Regila couple from India. You start your tragic story from there. By the time 2019, you see where some people they distribute the sorrow. How are you? I'm okay, fine, fantastic, brilliant. Okay. How are you? Okay. How are you? Run away. So because in this world, if I tell each one of you to bring your problem and put here, and let us say it's a huge big pile, now I divide that pile into everyone and you can take back the division. You know what you will say? You will say, I'm happy to take my own problem back. Because everybody else have got huge problems, difficult problems, different problems. If you see other people's problems, others will be nothing. So it's called forbearance, titiksha. For spirituality, titiksha is ultimately necessary. When you find that that means boss is annoying you, doesn't matter, receive it. Whenever people come, you know, Suresh, my husband is terrible. I always say, sister, you deserve. Yeah, otherwise you won't get that husband. Stop being there. If you're in the office, and the boss is annoying you, that means you deserve it. Otherwise, why should you get a boss like that? So like this, when I went and spoke in Penang not this convention, a few months before that, I spoke at the convention and I told the people, whatever you are experiencing is your own making. God has nothing to do with it. It is our own making from the past karma. Then, and you can actually negate it if you want to. So this lady, by the time I reached home from Penang, she has emailed me. A Chinese lady, I have not seen her. She said, dear brother, I'm staying in an apartment. In that apartment, upstairs, the person drags the chair. The chair drags the chair. The sound is terrible. I sometimes have to pull my hair. I've been living like this for 5 years. 5 years I've been living. I told her, I've gone there, persuaded her. She doesn't. In fact, she does it, I think, on purpose. And I have many times contemplated of moving out, but I don't have any money. You tell me, you said everything is your own creation. How do I solve this problem? She said, so I told her, yes, this is very true. This is definitely your own creation, but you can offset this. How? Every day you sit in front of your altar and ask for forgiveness from the person upstairs. You say, I'm sorry. Yes, you have to ask her. I am very sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and thank you. Send love everywhere. Thank you. I'm sorry. Keep on saying this. You'll find results in a very short while. I wrote this and sent it to her. So this time when I went for the Penang convention, you know, outside there are a lot of stalls. How many of you went for the Penang convention? 4 of you. Rest of you went for them. Alright, so now, so there was a lot of these stalls outside. So there was a function going on on the stage. I don't know why, for some reason, suddenly I got up and I just walked outside. And then there's one Chinese lady who came towards me. So Sai Ram, you know me? I said, no, I don't know you. Who are you? I'm the one who wrote the letter to you. That was 3 months ago. What happened? And I said, you know, brother, Every day I do what you have told me. Just about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, this lady suddenly came and knocked on my door. And she opened, and she came, and she took my hands and said, I'm very sorry, I will never do it again. I said, why? And then she said, why have you changed? Now I have become a Christian, and they are saying that love thy neighbor as thyself. So forbearance means not the ability to move away, but the ability to change. If there are some individuals who's causing you the irritation, change them. This is exactly what happened when you put up. Swami was in Bombay. They went to tell Swami, my center chairman is not good. It's always like that. So Swami said, change him. So he put one list of names. Swami, which one? Swami, which one? Change him. Which one? Swami? You select one. Change him. I know which one. Change him, he said. It means transform him. Don't change the name. Transform him. So the whole thing is that is called titiksha, meaning forbearance. You have to have the forbearance. If you are Shiva Bhakta and you got a big problem, family problem, you go to Lord Shiva's temple. And you go there and stand there, hey Shiva, I'm having so much problem, my family, the whole house is such a mess, I don't know what to do. Boom, Shiva comes out. My son, what is it you want? My family is in big trouble. Your family is in trouble. You know my son, the other son? Who is he? Ganapati. Ganapati has got what Vahana? Rat. Rat and elephant are bitter enemies. Do you know that? This side, Muruga. Muruga has what? Peacock. Peacock has got what below? Snake. Peacock and snake are bitter enemies. I am riding on a cow. My wife rides on a tiger. Cow and tiger are bitter enemies. You think you got family problems? I mean, where do I go and tell my family problems? The issue here is that in my presence, that's why Shiva, we don't use the word Sri Shiva. You say Sri Devi, Sri Lakshmi. By Shiva, we don't use Sri Shiva because Shiva means auspiciousness. Sri means auspiciousness. So you don't have double. So he said, in my presence, you see, all of them are the right place. Meaning, in my presence, don't destroy your enemy, destroy your enmity. That's Christianity. So the point is, if you have difference, it is because you created it. Now you sort it out. Say sorry, say everything. That's what I do. I'm not telling you anything that I myself have not done in my own life, in my own department, in my organization, in everywhere. I was the president of the Sathya Sai organization at one time. You can see so many issues. But the whole thing is that to be able to know that everything that comes to you is a result of your own projection. Because Baba said, reflection, reaction, resound. You got it? Everything is your own creation. It's from this life, if not the last life, or the previous 2-3 lives. So, idea here now is to resolve. Don't run away from it. Why? Because Baba said, face the devil, fight till the end, and finish the game. If you run away from it, you have to come back. You have to come back and face the same character in a different way. Same thing they come. This is what happened when the funeral happened. The husband died and went straight to heaven. When he went to heaven, Chitragupta was there. So Chitragupta said, spell happy. She said H-A-P-P-Y, come inside. See why? Whoever who comes here, I will always ask this person, this thing, because it's heaven, you see. So I will always ask them to spell this word. If they are able to spell, they are able to come in. Then Chitragupta said, you sit here and wait for anybody to come. You ask the same thing. I'm just going to the toilet for a while. That's why we have to go there. Okay. So now this man is sitting here at the gate. Now suddenly he finds out his wife is coming. Why? What happened to you? You don't understand. After the funeral, when I was going back home, one lorry hit me and I died immediately. So I came here now. Oh my God. But here we have to do, I have to give you a, Chitragupta said I have to give you a word and you have to spell. Yeah, tell me I will spell. How do you spell Chaco Selvakia? So you can see the relationship. So the whole thing is forbearance. Forbearance means meaning the ability to control, the ability to have the ability. So ability to endure is a very important point. So endure means when you're taking a sadhana, this is again another thing. Some people don't come and commit, don't come and do anything, but it's a sad opportunity that you're missing. If there is a program, if you commit to the program, you'll find at the time when you're committing, you'll find your boss will ask you to do other things, so many things. At the height of the commitment, which you're trying to execute, you'll have your family obligations coming. You have so many other things. But will you be able to execute what you're supposed to execute? Is the picture, the forbearance. You have to manage this, manage that. People don't want to do all that. But if you go to a guru, what does he do? He asks you to stand on one leg. Have you seen the tapas? The Ravana did that. Ravana did that and did tapas, so many different exercises and tapas. Committing to Sathya Sai and staying in one place and dedicating your life is tapas in action. There's no other tapas, there's no necessity. Committing to this is the tapas that we need to do. For what? For our own liberation. So the more suffering, the more endurance, the ability to smile at all these things means I have the forbearance. Tidiksha. Then the other one is that the Swami said, you must have, when you are doing all these things, you must have samadhan, which means peace of mind, tranquility, which means to say in your mind, you should have the ability to be peaceful, ability to enjoy, ability. Some people cannot enjoy also. Everything also is enjoyed. There's not, even your food that you eat, you're not enjoying. Do you know? Even the child that you're having, you don't enjoy. Have you studied? Have you finished? No. Why are you watching television? No, it's Liverpool versus Manchester. Why your uncle is playing there? No, he's not playing there. Why are you Then they go upstairs. So we chase them here, tuition here, run there. You have to study hard. You are an Indian. You have to be a doctor. Or a lawyer or an engineer. Three things of you there. If you are not a lawyer, doctor, engineer, you are a utter failure. So therefore, you have to keep on studying, and finally rush them here, rush them there, and finally when the university degree comes, they go and study somewhere else, and then finish. And then you have your husband and you are sitting there alone looking at the photo, our children were. They were available to you, but you did not enjoy it. And then finally, when you wait for Hari Raya or Deepavali, for them to come back, for the birds to fly back. The opportunity is lost for you. When you're eating the food, enjoy the food. Inside, munch. So this is what, so experience happiness, enjoy. You have to be happy. This is called samadhana. Samadhana means totally, because why? If you are not even getting mental peace, how will you get spiritual bliss? Powerful, this is a very powerful. Because mental happiness and spiritual bliss is two different things. Mental happiness is at the degree level. Spiritual bliss is at the doctorate level. If you cannot get this happiness itself, how you will get that? You cannot get. So everything, develop happiness in everything that you do. Watch a movie, happy. Even if you want to cry, cry. There are some people who are inside that theater, but you are enjoying the whole moment. If Shah Rukh Khan is, you are dying and then your husband says, why are you crying, Shah Rukh Khan? I'm alive. So it's not necessary. The last, one of the final qualities over there in that Sutra Vahini is mumuktushva, which means to say the ability, the yearning to liberate yourself, wanting to liberate. That feeling must be there all the time. I'm here to liberate. Full stop feeling. I'm here to liberate. If you have this highest priority stated, all the rest will become into order. You've got no problem. So when you're liberating me, I must get my 100%. My business must be good. Because I want to achieve the highest. That is what a devotee should be aspiring for. And that is what he has come here for. Ultimate liberation, ultimate experience of the highest. So the river must merge back to the ocean. And this is what this whole point of life is. And this is the essence of the qualities that is necessary for a sadhaka to return back. And that is what, when you're taking the rise and you're putting on the feet of the Guru, you're saying, oh Lord, you have come here, you've given all these teachings, I will one day follow you back, I want to follow you back, I will be careful with my words, I will be careful with my things. So how many of you every day meditate? Okay, two. How many? So meditation, 3 people. Medication. So now the question is, see, this is what ultimately you can do everything, but if you cannot sit quietly and allow your mind to rest, then the issue is that. Because 20 years we are in the spiritual moment, 25 years we are in the spiritual moment, ultimately 20 minutes if you cannot spend with something. So this is where we have to check back. Ultimately my mind must come down. I must get connected inside. And connecting inside means connecting to Atma. Atma means connecting to spiritual self. So spirituality means here, ultimately Atma means Atma is infinite. Infinite means everything I am able to do. Everything I want to experience. Infinite means infinite happiness. You're full of it. Your tears, Omar Khayyam said, tears are given to man only to shed tears of joy and happiness, not sadness. We are shedding tears for everything else. I have unhappiness, sorrow, misery, revenge, but except for happiness. So we are not happy. So the secret of spiritual life of Guru, when you ask Swami, happy birthday, I'm always happy. Don't make me happy, make me proud. which means to say exert for his purpose. How do we do that? Swami said grace is proportional to effort. By our effort, that we are doing for God or by Lord, when you return back, that grace is allowing us to be happy. You know, to be happy, you need grace. To sit in meditation is only His grace. That experience to get His grace. Without that, cannot happen. So, for how will that be evaluated? By our extreme sense of earnestness to do something for the teacher. So for Guru Poornima Day, the only thing that we can ask for is, oh Lord, at the last moment of my life, you must come and take me. You must come and take me. Nobody else will. And that is very true. Why? Because in Satyam Shivam Sundram Baba gave that experience. When Kasturi was in his deathbed and he was in the last moments, Swami went to him. And Swami went to him and said, Kasturi, see who has come. Before he opened his eyes, he told somebody, switch off the bathroom tap. Because the bathroom tap, the water was going tick, trip, like that. He did not want even that sound. He said, close the tap. Now, Kasturi, see who has come. He opened his eyes, Swami, you have come. Yeah. He wanted to get up. He said, no, wait here. Now, Kasturi, don't think of the past. Don't think of the future. Think only of me and close your eyes. He closed his eyes and he told the doctors, 1 more hour. So Swami went out of the room. All of them stood there chanting Gayatri Mantra, and then finally the soul departed. They all rushed to Swami and told Swami, he has gone. He has closed the door and come outside. They said to him, Swami, in our tradition, we have to be all standing there. Close the door and come now, he said. So they locked the door, and Kasturi was alone inside that door, inside the room. And they all left. And next early morning, everybody came to open the door. The whole room was filled with fragrance. Vibhuti was there on his forehead. They rushed to Swami and told Swami, whole room is fragrance. Whole room is Vibhuti. Yes, I know. I was there whole day. I was there whole night, Baba said. So you see, it's amazing departure. Incredible departure. So what does it mean? On Guru Poornima Day, we must ask, oh Lord, finally, the final success is the final graduation ceremony is, I must come to you. For me to come to you, my mind must be still. My mind must be pure. Yeah. It's very important because purity, sometimes you can do very big thing, very big work, and you may find attachment to that work which you are doing also. You know, I did it. You know, I comes in. You know the seva, Sunday seva? Early morning I came and opened the gate. Nobody was here. I came, I took from the car, the thing, I put it all together. Nobody came. I alone did it, brother. No one came. After 45 minutes, everybody came. Then I had to take all these things in the birds and drove the car there, and took it down there, and put it there. Only nobody else. Youth never comes. Very seldom they come. I know. The very service that was supposed to destroy this eye became very pronounced. In fact, that eye which is supposed to be disappearing from the thing came. Swami taught me directly this lesson because after one play, I told Swami, he was giving shawl to everybody. He threw one shawl to me. So I took that shawl, I put it in my hand. I rushed to Swami and said, Swami, Singapore devotees also helped in the play, but they didn't get any shawl. How many? He asked me. I said 18. Then he asked the Sevadal to go. 18 shawls came from his robe. He took all the shawls and put on his hand. And he was standing in front and he was doing that. And all of them was, like those days we touch the feet and so we were doing that. And then he stopped halfway. After 4 or 5 shawls, he said, where is your shawl? He said, Swami, my shawl. He said, my shawl. He said, my. He beat me 4 or 5 times. That shawl which was not mine now became mine. So he asked me, where is your shawl? I said, my shawl is here. And then he hit me on the word mine. To be mine, nothing in this world is yours. Nothing. I got a practical lesson, actual lesson. So I was laughing away. But when I came to the room, I was thinking about it for a very long time. What an amazing lesson. That everything that he gives, the job is yours only until what age? 60 years. After that, I am working with you. My children, okay. Okay. All that will do. My wife. How many? When we pass away, we go alone. If I go, will you all come with me? After the great funeral. Nobody. However, such a good speech. When he dies, I'll follow. Anybody? Most you come to the house and chant the Bhagawan mantra freely. And being Malayalis, they will do it for 16 days. They'll sing some songs and put one photograph there and put a flower and put all that for just 16 days. They'll carry that like that. They'll carry the free ride. There's one ride I'll go to. So no effort is necessary. They'll all carry me, put in the fire, and they'll push it. When they push into the fire, I don't think anybody will follow. I'll go alone. I've seen many funerals. Everybody went alone. Okay? I know I saw the community going, whole center. He's such a devoted, dedicated member of the center. Come on, you died inside. I have never seen such emotional expression. Only thing is that I remember most of the time, following week during the bhajan, some center chairman or somebody will stand and say, for the dedication and devotion that he has done, let us all close our eyes. 1 minute silence. 45 years you give your life to the organization. 1 miserable minute they will keep quiet. For that 1 minute, and then suddenly one voice will come from somewhere. Oh, and I'm telling you honestly, it is not AUM. It means HOME. Let's go back home. Oh, enough. Let's go back home. That's it. You and I are passing cloud. Nothing in this world. But knowing the truth. Now the point is, that means tomorrow onwards you don't have to go to work. Yeah, you have to go to work. You have to go to, but now with the awareness, what? I am just a soul traveling in this world. Nothing in this world is going to be attached to. So if you can criticize me, it's okay. When the boss scolds you, thank you. I'm very happy that you scolded me, because I'm sure there's so much of frustration that you must have experienced. At least you dumped your frustration. It's okay. Anytime, please, next time you want to scold me, call me, sir. Don't talk. Scold me. You go back home, your mother-in-law will be waiting for you. And your mother-in-law is waiting for you, and then she'll say, what happened? Why are you coming? You immediately go to the kitchen, take a glass of milk, take water. It must be thirsty. What happened to you? No, he told me, Titik Shah, forbearance. Because I realize now, because of my mother-in-law, I can get to heaven faster. Why? Because she's teaching me forbearance. Don't you think so? Instead of getting irritated, angry, upset. So the point of the story is that enjoy the trip, enjoy the ride, and be happy in every situation and circumstance. If we can do this, this is the greatest dedication you can ever do to the Guru. Because that's what, when you are doing like that, he knows you are following the teachings. Ooh, that the attention will be coming closer. Read every morning, you get up, put that book, Vahini. How many of you, okay, never mind, I know many of you have not read it. How many of you have got the books at home? The Vahini books you got at home? You have not bought the books also. You have. Okay, so the books that you have at home, today you take one of the books there, take that book and keep under the pillow today. Yeah, no, I'm telling seriously. You keep it under the pillow and sleep. Tomorrow morning, when you get up, the hand must go under the pillow. Then that book is there. Take it there. Don't get up. Just read 1 or 2 paragraphs from that book. When you read that, you Swami's. If you read it earnestly, you can feel his very sharp, very very penetrating words. When you read that words, close it, keep it under the pillow, and then whole day you, like a chewing gum, chew on those words whole day. Why Baba said like this? What is the reason for it? You must have that thing. When you're continuously chewing on the words and this, you are in what is called contemplative mood. That is called contemplative. You're contemplating. Don't read the book. Right? Have you finished the book? Yes, I have finished all the Vahini. Have you finished Gita? I have finished the Gita. You cannot. You can. I asked this question to Swami Chinmayan. Swamiji came. Swamiji, how long does it take to finish Bhagavad Gita? He said, Suresh, you cannot finish the Gita. Gita should finish you. Gita should finish you. Meaning while you are reading, you can see some of my books. I'll take multicolor, green, yellow, red, underline, why this, you said they like this, what is it? So when you are reading the book, you must say, Bhagawan, this is your knowledge. Tomorrow onward, this knowledge must be my knowledge. That means you must live that knowledge. You must not read it and keep it there. He's telling us we must walk that knowledge. We must feel that knowledge. Now when you're walking that knowledge, like my wife and I sometimes go for a walk. So when you're walking, there's one white dog which always comes to bite people as you're walking. You just rush out and just run for the legs. I've seen that happen. So purposely, I will choose that particular path. So so when you choose that path, I say, okay, come on. Give love. Then the dog was coming. The dog comes. He comes running. So I say, connect. This is Swami's creation. Swami's thing. You must connect. So the dog will come. So I say, Sairam, love, love, love. Come. So far we didn't have to go for any rabies injection, but the point here is that if we give peace and happiness, that is what the world will give us. So this is what the teaching is on Guru Poornima Day, so that the mind can come down and then the river will go towards the ocean, and that is what is so. If we can do this continuously, earnestly, every day, fantastic. So now we must make some resolution, personal changes. If you have got somebody, the best type of sadhana is have someone who don't like you. You always hang out with people who like, isn't it? Yeah. Why you think the picture of Ganapati and rat, the bitter enemies what? What is he trying to show? What is it, the lion and tiger? Why? Because there are people who specifically come to irritate us. They are born to irritate us. They are something like that. Yeah. So if you have some people who are like that, now is your time to meditate. Your spiritual evolution is directly dependent upon such individuals. So now destroy that enmity. Go there. Whatever said and done, I will love you like anything. Though you may irritate me, because Jesus Christ also was persecuted by his own follower. And he said, forgive them not, for they do not know what they do. So it is the same way. So when you go to office, anyone who's irritating you, be frank with them. I'm telling you, this is exactly. I like people who irritate or annoy or upset. They're very special people because they've come specifically to remind you of certain things. Such people are the ones that are signposts towards God. So destroy enmity, become united inside, seek for opportunities, increase our ability to have affinity for liberation, search for opportunity to continuously give love, have a high sense of tranquility, sit for meditation for longer times, and look out for these things, talk to the trees. Trees, you must talk. Birds, spiritual people must say, your trees and flowers are appreciated by your neighbors. Do you know that? Your neighbors are very nice rose. Then only you will go, yeah. But if you're talking to the trees, talking to the plants, then you're part and parcel of nature, then this is how we should grow spiritually. And so on this Guru Poornima Day, I just wanted to share this message with you. So that, coming back to the first story, the child is now not taking the aeroplane and running around. Now he knows how to fly the aeroplane. There are two ways. I can operate it the way I want to operate it, or by reading the manual, I now can fly higher. So whenever you go and find a problem, means you're flying at a lower level. So now you need to fly at a higher level. That's all. You just use the joystick, operate on the manual, and fly over. No problem. This is the secret of a spiritual life. That's why all the masters do this. There was one Swamiji who went to the Himalayan mountains and renounced everything and sat in the stone, and every evening he goes to the river to bathe, and he comes back to the same river and continued his meditation. One boy was passing by, when the master went to the river, he sat on the stone, and the master came back, he looked at the boy, and he told the boy, you're sitting, please move. The boy said, you renounce the whole world, you cannot renounce a small stone. So you find the ability to become attached becomes very fast. So these are things that we must continuously remember and progress spiritually and be happy all the time. Thank you so much.